Do you find yourself asking how you can make your business profitable again? Well, there are a few things you need to take into consideration, like time, cost, and quantity. Once you have all of this information, you can calculate your optimal pricing and quantity for your business in order to be successful. This will help make you a profitable business. So let's look at an example. Suppose you own a tour bus company and you book groups of 20 to 70 people for a day tour. The cost per person is $30 minus 25 cents for every ticket sold. If gas and other miscellaneous costs are $200, how many tickets should you sell to maximize your profit? So we're going to be using calculus in order to solve this type of real life scenario. I'm going to say that any ticket that I sell is going to be represented by the variable x. So the amount of tickets, it's always going to be represented by x. Then I'm going to say that I have cost to consider. I have a fixed cost of $200, and then I have a variable cost, so cost is going to be changing, and it's going to be 25 cents per ticket that I sell. So how can I combine this and create some sort of equation? Well, I can say that my profit is going to be based on how many tickets I sell times the costs that I encounter. So I know that I'm going to encounter $30, which is the cost per person. So they're going to be paying me $30, and then I have minus the 0.25 cents that it costs me to give them that ticket times the amount of tickets that I sell. Then I'm going to have the total fixed cost subtracted, which would be a minus 200. So this is going to give me the profit equation. So at this point, I know that my profit is going to be the total amount of money that I make based on how many tickets I sell minus the total cost. So I'm going to be distributing the x to each one of these numbers. So I'm going to have 30x minus 0.25x squared minus 200. And if you remember anything from your algebra classes, if a function is squared, so if it has an exponent of 2, this is a parabola. I also want you to notice, since the sign in the front is a negative, I know that this parabola is actually facing down. So I have this peak here, and this peak essentially is where I'm going to find the maximum amount of tickets that I will be selling to give me the most profit, because on both sides the parabola or the function is decreasing, and that dot in the center is the highest point. So that's the one that's going to give me the most profit. At this point, I've rewritten my equation, which I know is profit equals negative 0.25x squared plus 30x minus 200. I'm going to be doing a calculus topic here in this, or manipulation, which is called derivative. So what is a derivative essentially? A derivative is the rate of change at any point in the function. So the way that I take a derivative, there are various rules, but this is going to be the easiest one, and this is going to be based on the power rule, so little subsection here. If I have a function, let's say it's x squared, and I want to figure out what is the derivative, well, the rule is that I bring the exponent to the front, I rewrite, and then I subtract 1 from the original exponent. So instead of 2, my exponent is now 1. So I know that my derivative, and notice that it's notated with the apostrophe, is going to be 2x. So if I want to figure out what is the slope or the rate of change, I'd say x equals 3, I would say 2 times 3 is 6, so the derivative at x equals 3 is going to be 6. So the rate of change is 6, so the derivative at that point, x equals 6. So we're going to be doing the same rule here, and we're going to be figuring out the derivative. So if I take the derivative, I know it's going to be negative 0.25 times 2, which is 0.50, so 0.5. I subtract 1 from the original exponent, which gives me 1, plus, and then if I bring down the original exponent from the x, in this case for the 30x, I know that the x has an imaginary 1, so 1 times 30 is 30, and then I used to have an exponent of 1, and if I subtract 1 from that exponent, I get 0, and anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So it's just plus 30. And anything that's a constant, anything that doesn't have a variable, the derivative is 0. So I can say that my derivative is going to be negative 0.5x plus 30. So I can now, and this is the next rule, I'm trying to find that point in my parabola where I have the max profit, which is at this point. The way that I solve this after I've taken this derivative is that I'm going to equal it to 0, because essentially the slope or the rate of change at that point is a horizontal line, and I know that the horizontal line has a slope of 0 from when I learned this in algebra. So at this point I'm going to say 0 is equal to negative 0.5x plus 30. I'm going to be moving over the negative 0.5x, so this is going to be positive 5.5x equals 30. I'm going to divide by half on both sides, so I get that the maximum amount of tickets sold that's going to give me the highest profit is 60 tickets. So I should be selling 60 tickets every time I give a day tour in order to have the most profit. And if I wanted to figure out what that profit is, I would say profit when I sell 60 tickets is equal to negative 0.25 times 60 squared plus 30 times 60 minus 200. And then I would write what this answer is, and that would give me the highest profit I would be making. So at the end, I'm going to get negative 900 plus 6 times 3 is 18, add the 2 zeros, minus 200. So in this case, the highest profit that I will be making is 700. And now, with this new knowledge of using calculus for your business, you're ready for success. For more information about marketing, strategy, branding, and data analysis, check out my website at alejandrarubio.com, the place for your daily marketing dose. See you in my next video, and thanks for watching. Bye!